Alex and Ryan, and we know that you're dying to hear what we have to say today. I say we hear what we have to say today. It's the blank. Fill it in. Fill it in. Fill it in. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm looking through all these testimonies. I see no problem. Why is the guy still on trial?
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
All right.
Call the police.
Okay. You know
Straight
what?
to jail.
You have no right after what you said to me this morning.
Straight to jail.
This dude. You have no right. No right. No right. Leave it at that.
Wow.
By the way, I was watching this video. It was on Joey Badass, reacting to songs, and basically he was played this R&B song, and
Joey Badass has an R&B song?
No, he was played a song.
Okay.
And
I got it.
The host asked him, like, "Hey, are you a fan of R&B?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I love R&B." It's like, "I have a whole R&B playlist." And the host asked him, "Oh, what's the name of the playlist?" The playlist is called "Effin' You Tonight," after the Biggie song, featuring an artist whose name we shall not mention.
Wow.
And
The unspeakable name.
Yes. And
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Sure. Is that what we're gonna call him? All right, that's fine. And the host asked him, "Oh, so what songs are on the playlist?" And Joey goes, "You know what? I'd rather not say because it has to do with the title of the playlist."
Wow.
But
Damn.
I remember watching that, and I'm like, "Huh."
That's
Reminds
funny.
me of someone else I know.
That's funny.
Young world. We're back after a week off.
We had a week off.
And you know what?
We're
it's
back.
time to get back into the freak off.
Wow.
It's a week off from the freak off.
Oh,
here we go.
My
Get
God.
your freak off.
Wait.
Get your freak off.
The last episode that we did, was Diddy on trial yet? Or did it happen over the last 2 weeks?
I think it happened after the last 2 weeks.
So, like, he wasn't on trial.
I don't think he was on trial.
Okay, yeah. So then, yeah, that's probably the biggest news we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah. It's going to be
oh, God.
It's a lot of shit that went down, so I want your take on quite a bit. But
it is absolute madness, man.
Yeah. Get your freak off. Get your freak off. Missy V, pull it down. Diddy's on trial. I'm gonna you can stop me now.
Unbelievable.
I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is the blank freak off edition.
Wow.
With Carlos and Ryan.
We definitely won't be doing the actions of a freak off. From the small amount that I've seen.
You're the one that brought baby oil, man.
Wow. It's right here, but
oh jeez. Oh geez. Thank you for coming back after our week off from the freak off to another edition, another week, another episode.
Yes, we are back.
But we're here. And we got quite a bit to discuss. Some highs and lows, some ups and downs, some round and rounds, some pound towns.
Wow.
But you know what? We're going to discuss it. Ryan, say hi to the children.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Friday if you happen to listen on the Friday, and happy weekend if you happen to be listening on the weekend. Carlos and I, we took a week off, and it was
a week off and the freak off. Say that.
It wasn't a rest week. We were definitely working at some stuff and doing kind of our own thing for a week, and we wish we didn't have to take a week off. But thank you very much for joining us for this episode. There's so much that happened in the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
And we definitely want to try to talk about everything, even some interesting stuff today that I was reading in the news. But just before that, we definitely just want to capture, the essence of people having to come and listen to us every week. And then every week that we skip, coming back, full force. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Boom, 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 boom. All right,
God.
get into the Leafs loss.
Yeah, that was rough. It was absolutely rough. Another choke by Toronto.
No Reggie Miller.
We're never gonna.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm starting to lose faith. I'm starting to lose faith. I think I'm gonna stop putting on my Leafs jersey and start putting on my Sens jerseys again, man. I'm sick of this. I am sick of this.
Do you want to hold like a mini funeral?
No, I'm just playing. But it was tough.
Let's hold.
Carlos and I were together during that
a
game.
Mini funeral. Let's say some nice few words before the to commemorate the ending season for the Leafs.
You bums.
Oh boy.
That'd be my eulogy. You
okay,
bums.
All right. All right. The Leafs family is in the front crowd.
Yeah, no, it was a rough. We had a great season. We were probably one of the best teams in the league, and we were doing extremely well.
I want to remind folks, we went to Game 7.
Okay? Yeah,
I know we were up 2
with the champions.
Yeah,
they were the prior champions.
We went to Game 7, folks.
Yeah,
I mean, the score was not great. You know what I mean?
No.
It could have been a 4-0.
Like
but you know what?
One of the things for the non-crazy hockey fans, and I wouldn't consider myself a crazy hockey fan either, but we're paying $50 million a year to the 4 forwards that we brought and we have. That's a lot of money. Like, you don't hear about that.
No.
You don't get that type of money in the NHL. So, like, for you to pay 4 people on your team that are expected to score $50 million a year, and they couldn't score within the last bit of time. I think we scored like 4 goals in the last 3 games or something like that. I think it was.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, just brutal. Something needs to happen.
4 goals in the last 2 games.
Yeah,
exactly.
something needs to happen. It was super rough.
I want to remind everyone that I'm sure most are well aware, but the Leafs are the most profitable team in the entire NHL.
Yeah.
No matter how much people say we suck, like our fans are second to none.
Oh yeah,
second to none.
I went to the tickets for Game 7 were easily like $1,200. I think face value, like over $1,000 for each ticket. If you're sitting all the way at the top, that's $1,000 right there. Even when I went during the season, during the one of the slower games against Philly. Philly's not the greatest team this season, but each ticket was $500. It was just Toronto's always going to have this like love for the Leafs, and Ontario will always have not Ontario, but Toronto's always going to have the love for the Leafs. The fans are always going to have the love for the Leafs. It's just extremely unfortunate that like heartbreak after heartbreak keeps happening. Yeah, so.
That was literally Ryan on Sunday.
Hopefully we don't get DMAG for that one.
Yeah.
But that was rough. Carlos and I were together watching the game. It was a silent bar, and it was packed.
Oh man,
it was packed to the brim.
Like we had to be on a. We only got lucky because we got in because we were on a wait list.
There were people standing throughout the whole place. Yeah. It was an extremely packed event, and it was quiet. You could hear a pin drop.
The loudest point was just when we got that 1 goal, man.
Yeah,
that was the loudest
for about a second.
Yeah, for a second, and then they scored immediately right after.
Yeah. Rest in peace to the season. Go enjoy Florida, guys, or the Gulf or Mexico, wherever you guys plan on going.
Yeah. You know what? No, I hope they don't enjoy it.
We'll see you back next year, I guess.
I hope it's miserable, and I hope it's a reminder as to what you're going into the next season. You guys were close, and you dropped the puck.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Definitely tough. But we'll see. In sports news as well, SGA won the MVP.
Actually, back to the Leafs thing, they fired the president today.
Oh, yes, they did. Shanahan. Yeah. Crazy.
Boom.
It was meant to happen, though.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, it's so tough. Yeah, like, that's just one of the things. Oh, funny enough, my brother probably just messaged me about the Colts owner stuff.
But, that's right.
But yeah, Shanahan, sorry, brother.
Yeah.
You built a good team, but we need to get you out.
We need wins, man.
But yeah, speaking of that, I just got a WhatsApp message on my computer, but my brother usually messages me Colt stuff. Jim Irsay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. Everyone knows I'm a Colts fan.
Ryan's a big Colts
I'm
fan.
a big Colts fan, and unfortunately, the owner passed away in his sleep last night. I think it was last night. At 65.
Yeah,
At 65.
That's so young.
Yeah, it was a young age, man. He's had like problems with addiction, like drugs.
Oh, I see.
And
so that's why he's making some rough decisions.
I'm sure of it,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, not to tarnish his spirit.
He literally just died, Ryan.
Not to tarnish his spirit. He wasn't the greatest owner, but he definitely was one of the biggest Colts fans ever of all time. So
here's the hope.
Yeah, here's to Jim Irsay. Rest in peace. Condolences to the family and all. Like, I wonder what we're gonna do for as an organization, but rest in peace, man. Like, it was tough. I think he had like heart issues from the addiction, and then I don't know if he was still struggling with that kind of stuff, but yeah, just tough. Supposedly, he has one of the greatest guitar collections in the world.
Really?
Yeah, like from like anybody you can think of. Supposedly, he has like in his like guitar collection kind of thing. Supposedly,
he could have used some of the money to get him some better players.
I don't know. Ooh, damn.
Well,
but yeah,
saying.
rough.
Anyways, R.I.P. man, and here's to hoping the Colts' future is better in his memory.
Yeah,
and
we'll see.
But yes, you're getting into SGA.
SGA,
Hamilton's finest.
Shout out to the Canadians.
Woo!
I've definitely made fun of Hamilton for many, many years, and I probably still will.
The Florida.
I probably still will, but
there's nothing that will change that.
Yeah, good for SGA, man. That's huge.
How do you even know how to say his name? Shai
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Is the NBA MVP.
Only the second Canadian to ever do it.
Second, right after Steve Nash.
Only the second Canadian to ever do it. That's huge.
That's a big deal.
Huge for us.
That's a big deal.
So
he had a hell of a season, though. What can you say?
He definitely did, man. He definitely did.
Bought his boys some Rolexes.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that too, actually.
Well,
he's a man, man.
You know what? Has a wife and kid, and and he's just living his life, man.
Yeah.
All he's doing is just loving what he does and just playing the sport he loves and just doing what he does.
I'm happy. I think like Canada,
now he's in the Western Conference Finals.
The Western Conference Finals, almost to the finals, which is huge.
Big deal.
Yeah, man. I don't think people really understand how hard it is to be the best player in the world.
It's tough.
You know what I mean? Like
to hold that is a big deal.
Jokic and Embiid have held that crown for the last couple of years, just going back and forth with each other. But SGA, a guard coming out of Canada, unheard of, man. Especially out of Hamilton. Like, that's another thing, right? You have some like big sports cities in Canada. Like, you're talking about like Vancouver. We're talking about Toronto. We're talking about Brampton. Has a lot of talent. Vaughan with Wiggins,
that's right.
Nemard, but Hamilton of all places. You know what I mean? Like, great for SGA, great for Canadian basketball, great for young kids in Canada having an idol to look up to.
Absolutely.
I think that's absolutely huge because, like, when we were young, we would look at, like, Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James, and then now we have a Canadian to look at. Like,
that's
on that level. Like, as a Canadian basketball fan, massive.
What a time.
Like, what a time, man.
Indeed.
Like, I need to go get an SGA jersey.
I mean, hey, no one will blame you. That's Canada right
Absolutely
there.
Wild,
That's Canada right there.
I absolutely love it.
But these playoffs, though.
Crazy.
The Pacers and Knicks game. Whoo!
Absolutely crazy.
That is cinema right there.
Did you watch the whole game yesterday?
I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the whole game. I peeked the ending there when Tyrese got that buzzer. That was
crazy.
Unbelievable.
So the thing
unbelievable.
I was watching the game up until the top of the fourth, and the Pacers were down by 10. I'm like, this game's over.
Yeah.
And then I went to sleep. And then I woke up to a bunch of messages in the group.
That they came back.
Watched the highlights while I was laying in bed.
Huh?
Crazy.
Absolutely.
And
that's just game one, bro.
That's what like NBA playoffs needs to be.
Is. Now
that's what it needs to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like the whole rivalry between the Pacers and Knicks, and that's it. That's cinema right there.
Yeah.
Tyrese doing the choke at the end
Crazy.
to commemorate Reggie Miller's thing.
Crazy.
No, if Tyrese had gotten that 3 and then did that, that headline would have been unreal. But you know what? That's only game one. I'm excited to see what the other games are gonna do. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see the Knicks win, but I also don't want to see the Knicks
Yeah,
win.
yeah,
Because
I get it.
their fans are freaking lunatics, and they all need to be in rooms with padded walls.
All of these social media posts that's been going on after the Knicks wins, yo, New York goes crazy.
No.
It seems like they won the
And it's
finals.
not even like, you know,
It seems like they
they're
won
just
the
going to the
finals
conference finals.
every game.
Holy shit.
It is absolutely
That
nuts.
is
When they
mental,
beat
bro.
Boston, all the social media posts about New York's
I
people.
mean, listen, that's
Oh
that's
my God,
even,
man.
bro, they were even saying some shit about Tatum and whatnot. I'm like, my God.
I think the one funniest one was like, man, Tatum, I wish you a happy, healthy recovery. Psych.
I'm like, Jesus.
It's like, oh goddamn.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
My
New
favorite
York,
is that
man.
they're screaming and whatnot. At one point, there's a dude on a billboard. And the guy's like, how the hell he get up there?
New York,
I'm
man.
telling you,
City of Matt. You never know.
Legit.
You
Another
never know,
dimension
man.
in
Yeah,
New York.
you never know, man.
Another dimension.
New York,
Oh
New
my
York's
God.
like a rich Florida. That's
It really is. You
it's
know
like a
what?
luxurious Florida.
They have a very nice, you know what? They have upscale. They
Yeah.
have classy. But at the same time, once sports gets in, all
Yeah.
that's out the goddamn window.
Absolute madness, man.
Oh man, they had like Mexicans saying the N word in that video. And whatnot. No one cared. They were like in it. They didn't give a shit, bro. My God, New
yeah.
York, but New York. No, it should be an entertaining series. I'm very curious to see.
Well, good for Tyrese Halliburton and like that guy. I think there's been
was called overrated.
Yeah, I think people were claiming him in social media, and they did like polls throughout it, saying that he was the most overrated player in the whole NBA. So I'm sure that put a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, 100%.
Him being like light skin, him being like the one like rich kid coming out, because I'm pretty sure he came from a good school and like all that kind of stuff, right? And like having a good family.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? Fuck all that. I'm Tyrese Halliburton.
A fellow leap year baby.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember.
So, do it for us leap year babies, baby.
You should get a Tyrese Halliburton jersey, man.
That. Sorry.
Damn.
He's a good guy.
Damn.
Come on.
But yeah,
Easy.
crazy time for sports. That's for sure.
Walking around town with that? Come on, bro. No.
Crazy time for sports.
Crazy. And for all you Champions League's fans, soccer, the finals is Saturday.
It's Tottenham.
No,
and,
sorry. Next Saturday.
Tottenham and the other team. I forgot the other team.
No, sorry. It's Is it PSG?
Is it PSG?
PSG,
I don't know.
and I forget the name.
I don't know.
But yes, that's a big game. You should go watch that. And sorry we didn't have the info ready, but yeah.
We're
Go
not
watch
huge.
it.
We're not
Yeah,
huge
but I'm
soccer
sorry.
or football fans.
All right.
From that
Let's
perspective.
get into the meat of the episode. Let's get into the oil of the episode.
Wow.
Let's get into the freak of the week.
Crazy.
Let's get into the bad boy for life.
Making the band.
Let's get into making the
Let's
band.
get into the
Take that.
Let's
get into the cheesecake.
What is
where was the cheesecake? In Brooklyn, Bronx?
Something like what was the girl band that he made? Danity Kane.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Danity Kane.
Let's get into that. Come on now.
Let's get into the 112.
Let's get into the 112. Let's get into the
Let's
band.
get into the bad boy.
Let's get into
Oh
boy.
Damn.
All right.
Rough.
Well, folks.
Well, Carlos has way more info on this than I do, so I'm gonna sit back and listen.
I'm gonna shock you with some
I only
shit.
read one thing.
I'm gonna shock you with some shit today, sir.
So start from the beginning, Carlos.
All right.
Let the listeners
the
know
Diddy
what they want to
Trial
know.
has started. The Diddy Trial has started, y'all. All right, it's here. Diddy
Madness
is on trial, and boy, my only wish was I wish it was televised, genuinely, because I just wish I was in that, or I wish I was in that room to see the reactions of some of the stories that went on.
Can you like publicly get into that the courthouse?
Unless you're not like a reporter or a reporter with like certification. I don't think.
Oh, okay. Because
I think maybe it's like first come first serve.
I was gonna say, how sick would it be, Carlos, if you went to New York, and you're like, I'm here reporting. My name is Carlos Ose. I'm reporting on behalf of the blank.
I think I might cry like every
behalf of the blank.
You're
sitting here with your mic.
I see Diddy walk in. I just might like. Holy crap! we made it.
You're there on behalf of the blank.
Dude.
You know
just
how
like
great the greatest journalism of all time would happen from that, Carlos.
Oh my God! Just like me, you talking over team, just like, hey Ryan, I'm here at the New York trial. It's getting pretty wild here. Brian, I don't know what to tell you, buddy, but there's a lot of baby oil being passed around, and it ain't from Johnson & Johnson, pal. Yes, Diddy is on trial. Oh, dude.
And I know Cassie's pregnant right now, but she's looking damn fine.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know.
Carlos, back to the story. Oh God.
Wait, the trial's going on right now. Why aren't you there? I'm not gonna lie, Ryan. Cassie walked in the room and I yelled "yacht" and they kicked me out. So I'm going to
So I'll be reporting from outside of the courtroom, yeah.
And I'll be asking people what they heard. That's about it. Not good for my first day, but
this is the new vision of where the blank needs to be, Carlos. We need to just go into journalism.
That's it.
We need to stop all this podcast nonsense. We're going into high stakes journalism.
You know what I mean? To just be there for the biggest stories. And just, try to take it as seriously as we can. But knowing us, I don't think so. God damn! Sir, you need to leave.
You need to leave.
I just got here.
She's 8 months pregnant, bro. Oh, my God. Yeah, we wouldn't do well in journalism. We would not be able to.
No, we can't take that shit too seriously. Okay. Here's the deal. So the trial has started. Basically, statements from the east side. Diddy's lawyer saying he didn't do shit. The prosecution saying, well, we have evidence and witnesses that say otherwise. And also, I want to start this off. I know I should usually say this at the end, but I want to start this off by saying, listen, I'm a man. I have faith. You know what I mean? I believe that, anything's possible. But in this case, I do not think that Sean Puffy Combs will beat this case. I am just gonna let me
start that off.
Let me start that off. If you think that he's winning, or if you bet money that he's going to win this case, you are out of your fucking mind. Unless he snitches, which he won't. Because
who would he snitch on? Himself?
No, he snitched on people that are involved with him. He probably has some big names.
Like
with
some
him.
big, like some big, like
Yeah,
politicians. maybe some people like up there in some corporations.
Absolutely, but I don't think he's snitching only because those politicians know how to.
Yeah. No, Louis Mangione, that dude.
Louis
100%. Mangione, the bad boy CEO, man.
Take that, Louis. take that. What?
Yeah.
Oh, bad boy, baby. So yeah, he's not snitching. And and folks, I will say it like this: this is a fact. This did happen. His lawyers sent a letter to the president asking for a pardon
to Trump.
To Trump,
really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's wild.
That's how desperate they are.
Yeah, they're probably like, remember how he Trump pardoned ASAP from something a while ago?
Pardoned a few people. Lil Wayne got pardoned.
Yeah, stuff like that.
He did that at the end of his term. He did that.
Oh, at the end of the term, try to win some votes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess it's where it's coming from.
For this crime, there's no chance in hell.
No.
I'm sorry. No. A RICO charge? No. From the federal government? Yeah. There's no way in hell. No way in hell. It's not happening. But he will not win this case. It's just a matter of how many years he's going to go to prison for.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know if it's going to be for the rest of his life, but it will be a long time.
Yeah. I'm sure the
minimum sentence is 15 years for a RICO charge.
Minimum 15 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably some major fines and stuff like that, too.
They fined I think he
I wouldn't be surprised.
To pay, but they declined it.
Oh, okay.
He was willing. I think the bail was like $45 million.
Wow.
No, they offered. Sorry, a bail. They offered to bail for $45 million.
$45 million. That is crazy.
He was willing to pay it, but
I'm sure they know that Diddy has enough money to go and leave and do something, right?
But they're like, nah, because he's a flight risk too.
Yeah, I was reading something the other day about how he is selling his LA mansion or something like that. That's worth $65 million, and no one's buying it or something like that.
You know,
the history.
You take a tour like this.
It's like a museum in here.
Oh, it's beautiful in here. Oh my gosh, who owned the house? It belonged to a Sean Combs.
Oh.
Sean
Diddy
Diddy
Combs?
Combs? Yes, that's right.
Puff
We're
Daddy
leaving. Let's
Combs?
go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So that's why the
Yeah.
counter was so slippery. Let's get out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't even know who would want to buy that house. Tear it down and then start from scratch
Yeah,
is what I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
I'm just saying. But all right, let's get into
All right,
the
start from
juice of
scratch.
it.
Start from scratch.
Here's the deal. Cassie was the first witness.
Cassie was the first witness.
Cassie, as we all know, longtime girlfriend of P. Diddy at one
Mhm,
point.
mhm.
Dated for a while. No longer dating, obviously, but is now pregnant with Cassie's current husband's third child.
On her own, doing well,
Doing well. Seems to be doing fine.
from our understanding.
All right. But now, let's talk about what she said. And oh boy, oh
So I think I
boy.
only read like 2 tweets of what
Right.
happened, and then I haven't looked at anything else whatsoever.
I don't even know what to tell you, brother. I don't know what to tell you.
So
because-
start off, if you can, from the beginning. If not, then start off from like the shocking aspects.
So basically, they asked the details. Hey, so can you explain the relationship that you had with Puffy? Well, I was signed to Bad Boy at first as an artist. Then a relationship bloomed. We dated. He was nice and sweet, caring. But then he started to get a little controlling.
Did she state whether they were having freak offs at the beginning of the relationship at all? Do you know?
I don't know the timeline wise.
Okay.
But
I would love to know that. Like, when was the very first freak off? You know what I mean? Like, if they're gonna expose all of that, or if it's just like, oh, the relationships with some of the witnesses as of right now. You know? Like, I would love to know the timeline.
Yeah, that's
Because what if he was like doing it with like Biggie? You know what I mean?
fair.
Or like, I don't know.
Well, Diddy has had a fucked up, done some fucked up shit prior to.
Oh, yeah.
Even
Yeah.
before he was like Diddy.
Yeah.
He this was like before he was really big. He had he had like this basketball tournament charity thing back in Harlem, like way back when, years before.
Like Rucker Park, Harlem, kind of thing. Or like,
not in Rucker Park. It was in the school.
Oh,
it was in
okay.
a school, and there was far too many people at capacity, and there was like a cave in.
Oh,
where,
wow.
Like, shit got destroyed and like 3 people died.
Wow. Holy
And,
crap. I didn't know that.
Yeah. This was years before he was big, and he luckily didn't get charged for it.
Crazy.
But it was his idea.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was in charge of bringing people in. Like, he ran the whole thing. But he luckily didn't have to get charged for it and shit.
Wild.
But yeah, even I remember listening to him like, what the fuck? Why isn't this being discussed?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So that's all right. Let's go back to what's Cassie saying. So basically, the freak offs. Let's talk about what happened in the freak offs. She went into some pretty specific details there. Basically flew in escorts who were dudes. They were dudes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, hey, to each their own. Well, I mean, the whole trafficking thing is very much a crime, but
Hey, man.
hey,
Man.
the dudes come in. Cassie is being forced into sleeping with said dude, and Diddy would watch.
Damn.
Diddy would tell the escort to climax on Cassie.
Got it.
Cassie would receive said climax and would rub the finished product on Sean Combs' nipples. Yeah. In circular motion.
Crazy.
This was a constant thing.
Crazy.
And they asked her how long these freak offs would be. Like, I don't know, like 20 hours maybe.
Wow.
They would go on for a while. There was talks of abuse, constant abuse. Lots of hitting, lots of kicking. Poor girl cried on the stand, obviously.
Oh, of course. Of course.
It got to the point where they went into such detail about the freak offs. The husband walked out. Cassie's current husband.
Oh, yes.
Had to leave. he had to testify. He was supposed to testify as well.
Supposed to?
Yeah, because they were dating while she was still committing
Oh, okay.
freak offs. But yeah, he got really uncomfortable, so he had to leave.
Oh, I didn't realize we're almost at time.
Oh, well, you know what?
We can go right through if we want, realistically, without a commercial. Because this is a loaded.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
This is a loaded
I mean,
episode.
I mean, I'm telling you, there's a lot to discuss about this. I'm still just scrolling through this to see what.
Maybe we'll skip the break this episode if you want.
Yeah, you know what? There's a lot,
and we're just gonna go right through until the end. Try to fit as much stuff into one because.
Hey yo.
It is a loaded.
It's quite a bit.
Oil-filled.
Okay.
Episode.
All right. Come on.
That we need to get through.
Okay. Well.
And actually, funny enough, now with our new software that we're using, we actually don't have limitations on the time limit.
Yeah,
so
we're Gucci.
We're okay. So.
All right. So, but yeah, I also people were commenting, but I thought Cassie took a settlement from the whole abuse thing previously. So because it's a RICO charge, this overtakes that. Then it's a federal thing.
Yes.
So anything from that abuse or, that Cassie was suing Diddy for, it can now be brought to light. So she got her settlement and she gets to still tell people.
Yeah.
That's a win-win.
The crazy thing is people trying to defend like the settlement aspect of it. It's like, okay, she was abused by Diddy. Diddy paid her a settlement, was like $20 million or something like that. And now that he's being charged federally from like a criminal aspect, people are like, oh, well, why are they using that again? Because she already got the settlement. It's like, yo, it's not about her in this sense. She's just providing evidence to show that Diddy is guilty of the crimes that we're trying to put on him in a sense. So anybody who's trying to defend this $20 million settlement to be like Cassie should just like not say anything, you fully do not understand how the criminal aspect works. And I'm not a professional in criminal law, especially in American criminal law. I've taken a couple criminal cases myself or criminal courses myself, being in a legal background on my end, but it's just ridiculous. Like, that's extremely unnecessary. You are minimizing the abuse that Diddy happened to do.
That's right.
$20 million. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, like, she deserved to get something out of it. Like, if you go back and look at all of those hotel recordings, just sickening stuff.
Yep.
Right? And like some people won't even go back and look at that and just like, yeah, like Cassie, whatever, this and that. But it's like, yeah, Diddy was an absolute monster. So shut the fuck up and let the trial go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So God.
What else? They also had Don Richard, who is a singer of Danny D. Kane.
Don Richard. I don't know who that one is. I don't know which one she is.
You remember Diddy Dirty Money? She was one of those two girls that Diddy had that group with.
Yes.
Hello, Good Morning. She was one of those two girls.
Don Kane?
Don Richard is her name, but Danny D. Kane is the band.
Don Richard. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So Don Richard, this is her statement.
Was she like?
She was testifying in court. Don Richard.
Like against Diddy.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, yes. I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't know she was part of this too.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
she testified. She said she basically saw Cassie get attacked.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm just reading this report by ABC News here. It said,
shout out to
observed
ABC.
Cassie being attacked in a hotel in 2009. She was attacked by Sean Combs. He came downstairs screaming, belligerent, asking where his phone was, and proceeded to hit her in the head and beat her on the ground. He said, where the fuck is his eggs? He took the skillet with the eggs and took a swing at Ventura. Cassie. She said Cassie dropped to the ground, literally trying to hide her face or head. This is what Don Richards saw.
Yeah.
She's not like...
Yeah, this is eyewitness.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's also... this is also going to what they found in his hotel room. They went through a fanny pack and they found $9,000 cash.
Not like that's a lot of money
Yeah,
for
you
Diddy.
know, like, hey, got this fanny
This
pack here. What
automatically
am I gonna,
means something.
you know, like, oh, let's fanny pack. What the hell? They
I
just
got
found,
$9,000 in my
yeah,
pocket.
no cash. They found illegal drugs, baby oil, lubricant, and a device that the federal agent. They had a federal agent who did the raids and shit testify, and a device that the federal agent testified could be used for mood lighting.
Interesting.
Mood
LED lighting or something like that.
But yeah, they're saying they found all kinds of drugs. They said that they even found drugs, ecstasy pills with Obama's face on it.
Crazy. Take one of the Obamas.
You know, hey, take one of these Obamas. Yeah. Well, yes,
Barack
can.
Obama.
You want
Yeah,
these
yes, we
pills?
can.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Take that.
Crazy.
Yep. Let's see. Shown another photo of a Ziploc bag containing bottles of baby oil and a photo of lubricant, and she said was found in a nightstand. This dude in lubricant, I don't know, man.
Wild.
What the F and F?
Absolutely wild.
Yeah, the husband also testified. What was a question he got? He got pissed off at a question, saying, well, basically he called Puffy a demon, and he got pissed off at the fact that that the lawyer suggested that Fine rescued Cassie from the relationship, whereas no, your husband's like Cassie rescued Cassie from the relationship. Cassie, built up the strength.
Oh, got herself out. That kind of
got
stuff.
herself
Okay.
out. All right. Let's see what else. Okay, so the settlement for Diddy beating up Cassie was actually $10 million.
10 million.
This is the first time it was revealed publicly. It was supposed to be a silent figure.
Oh, okay. I also read somewhere supposedly that the hotel owed her 10 million or something like that as well.
So he paid the hotel hush money to not release it.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody got the video. We don't know who.
Yeah.
But I believe the hotel was in the case as well.
Yeah, like the hotel, for damage purposes, now had to pay Cassie like a certain amount of money for keeping it secret kind of thing. Because that could have been used as evidence to, like, I don't know, whatever, realistically.
So Cassie said she felt like a sex worker instead of actual like singer or celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she felt sick about it. I mentioned the whole
traumatic experiences. There was a lot. That's a lot, man.
No, it's quite a
bit. And I'm
she
sure
she had to discuss all of this in 4 days.
Yeah, like
we're talking like 10 plus years.
Yeah, like the amount of court cases that go on for a few hours. Yes, there are breaks, but those things go on for the whole day. So like she could be sitting on the stand for 4 days, for like let's say 6 hours straight, just reiterating her experiences with this guy. So it can already tell you how much happened.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean?
Hold on, sorry. So there was a moment. Ventura's husband, Alex, who has been in the courtroom each day of her testimony, left during the portion of questioning about the alleged rape. Defense attorneys have suggested at the outset that may call him as a witness. There was a rape allegation from Cassie as well. I wasn't even aware of this part as well.
Crazy.
Let's see what else you would talk here. We know what. How much time? Oh, we have time. Let's talk about the Kid Cudi's situation.
So Kid Cudi came on today, or was it yesterday?
Was it today or yesterday?
Today or yesterday?
Today or yesterday, one of the two. But yes, Cudi.
So the Kid Cudi. We're talking about the Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon, Pursuit of Happiness.
Yes,
we're talking about that Kid Cudi,
the one and only.
Yeah.
Was asked to testify, which really caught people off guard. But he came to the courthouse. They asked him some questions like, "Hey, how are you entangled in this all this?" Mm-hmm. But basically, at one point, Diddy and Cassie did break up. Cudi said that I had started a relationship with Cassie. We dated for quite a bit. She had mentioned that Diddy did beat her like
crazy.
a lot.
Yeah.
And at one point, yeah, no, he even said that at one point he was in love with Cassie.
Yep.
Cuddy saying this, and Diddy was not a fan of that.
Of
Um,
course.
and basically, he said that at one point, he came to his house, his door was open, and his dog looked a bit traumatized. They didn't say there was no mention as to what happened to him, but like he wasn't the
Oh
dog
wow.
wasn't his normal self,
Oh, okay.
and there was some like open shit that he had. He had like gifts that were gift wrapped for him, but they were then open,
Interesting.
and he wondered what the fuck is going on.
So Diddy pretty much broke into his house, or
He
got like his
had
goons,
somebody, yeah,
got his goons to break into his
so
house. That's
see his
wild.
sign.
That's like some Scarface, like
You know what I
mafia type
mean?
stuff.
And then
Yeah.
another point, he said that he got a call from like his maid saying that his car was on fire.
Oh my god, man.
There was a Molotov cocktail.
Absolutely wild.
It was a Porsche, so it was like those top-down Porsches.
Yeah.
So someone cut a hole through the Porsche, put a Molotov cocktail in it.
Crazy.
And yeah, he said his homeboy sent him pictures, and the lawyer asked him what was your reaction to your car being on fire. He said, "What the fuck?" And then Diddy's lawyer jumps in. He's like, "Objection!" And the judge is like, "Overruled."
No swearing in this courtroom. Jesus.
But yeah. So Cuddy's like, "Look, I called Diddy. I said, look, we need to figure this shit out. This shit's getting crazy." And they wanted to meet up somewhere. According to what Cassie told him later, he said that someone forced Cassie into the car. Diddy's people.
Yeah.
And they wanted to meet up and sit down. And Cuddy's like, "Yo, like we used to be boys. Like I don't know what the hell's going on. Listen, this shit's getting crazy." And Diddy, but actually before that, sorry, at the restaurant that they were meeting at, the lawyer asked Cuddy like, what was Diddy's presence, and Cuddy's like, he stood there like a fucking Marvel villain.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was just like staring at me,
Yeah.
staring me down. So we sat down, we started discussing, and Diddy's like, "Yo, me and her, we're back together now. Like this, whatever you and her had is over."
Yeah.
And the lawyer asked Cuddy what was his reaction. He's like, "I was heartbroken. I felt betrayed because he
Loved her.
She
Yeah.
loved her, and she betrayed me."
Yeah.
And he also brought up like, "Hey, by the way, what you did to my car is fucked up, and I want some money for that." And Diddy's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was the gist of Cuddy's testimony. It ended today.
Mhm.
But
So it wasn't long.
no, it wasn't too long. It was just those two scenarios. But folks, that's literally only just the beginning.
Yeah. We're only like a couple days in.
Yeah.
It is no joke. Like from Cuddy's perspective, I would be scared for my life.
Absolutely.
Man. Like I'm sure, and obviously this is me speculating, but I'm sure with Diddy's power in the industry and just like money in general, I'm sure he's made some people like disappear in a sense.
That's
You know
another
what I mean?
thing. So
Like,
he was accused of killing Tupac.
Yeah, I would not be like everybody. There's that speculation, like
Yes.
he planned it, all that kind of stuff.
So,
But I'm sure there's some people that aren't in like big named or big circles that he's probably just been like, "Yo, you're gone."
So
making it happen.
Yeah, even another speculation thing was he was married to, or not married, but he dated a woman named Kim Fields, who is the mother of like 4 of his children.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there was rumors going around that he abused her as well, and she actually ended up dying from one of his abuses.
Crazy.
But again, this is all rumor and speculation.
Yeah, of course.
But, yeah, we have no clue what's gonna come out. Yeah, it's not looking good for Diddy.
No, it's definitely not.
For me, I know it's a risk. I would have taken that plea deal. I would have.
Yeah, don't let he must have trusted his lawyer that much.
which is I don't know why.
which is crazy.
That's a bad dude.
But it's like, take the plea deal.
Yes.
Just don't let all this stuff come out. You know, not like we're trying to defend Diddy or give him legal advice by any
Right.
means. Like, the blank doesn't defend, or we don't approve of any of this kind of
people
stuff.
are innocent until proven guilty. But if it's a RICO case, a
Yeah.
federal RICO case, it's not looking good.
Like, I would be interested to see how many federal RICO cases where the defendant got free. You know what I mean? Like, in percentage wise. In that
So
case.
actually, funny enough, I don't know about the recent years, but in 2022 they did a stat, and only
2022 is pretty recent.
in point only in so in 2022 only 0.4% of people that were
Charged with RICO.
were acquitted.
We're acquitted. See, it's like 0.4. You know what I mean?
Point
Like, how
zero-
crazy is that?
0.4
Crazy.
out of 100%.
Literally, out of 100% of people, that's nuts.
Yeah. So, like, I'm telling you, folks, like RICO, like a federal RICO charge is no fucking joke.
No joke.
Like, that's why 6ix9ine snitched when he got hit. Like, you cannot win that case.
I don't know what you're gonna do, Diddy. I'm not even gonna say good luck to you.
Yeah, I can't, bro. I mean, you got to make some changes fast.
We're just creating some entertainment for us to be able to listen and report back to our listeners.
You know what? I can't knock it. Like, the dudes made some music that, you know,
changed the
literally
world.
changed our world, changed our lives, really. Like,
Literally.
made an impact on it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, behind the scenes, bro,
It's a monster.
You did some evil
Absolute
things, bro.
monster.
Evil things. And it's not looking good, bruv.
No.
Not looking good, bruv. I don't know what to tell you.
Crazy.
Speaking of, you know what? Let's move on from the Diddy thing, because that's just gist of it. I think I got.
Yeah, it's an ongoing sort of series.
Talk about it as more
there's gonna be way more information that comes out every week,
Absolutely.
and we're gonna be continuing to keep talking about it as we go.
He read the Bible while he was apparently he read the Bible the very first day he was in court. And I can understand why now. I get it now.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll talk about it as the case comes.
Yes,
But
yes.
more relating to cases, let's talk about your boy Tory.
Oh, I guess we haven't addressed it either.
Because it happened while we were
happened
off.
while we were off. Yeah.
But,
So
Tory got stabbed 14
crazy.
times, but he's going to make a recovery. He is okay. It wasn't life-threatening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, damn, man.
14 times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But the news afterwards was, boomby.
So are they even gonna like take that in consideration? So for our listeners, what was the news and how does that affect it?
Was the driver who was in that vehicle when the shot happened?
Yes.
Openly stated that Tory was not the one that shot Megan's foot.
Crazy.
It was Megan's ex-best friend that did it.
Wow. That's wild.
Boom, boom, boom.
So wondering if that will reopen the case in any
Who
sort of
knows?
sense.
But even the governor of what state were they even in?
I don't know.
But the governor of that place even asked for them to be like, hey, look into this case.
Interesting. So yeah, more might come out of that, right? Like if they deem that, you know, they made a mistake in the case, they reopen it, Tory could potentially get out of jail and be awarded with a lot of reward money, because wrongful conviction is a huge thing in America. It's actually almost, I would almost arguably say that wrongful conviction is part of history in America.
Yeah,
there's been so many wrongfully convicted people.
A lot.
We're not saying that you know what happened, because I don't know, but it is interesting, and you know cases need to be investigated to look for the truth. So we'll see what happens. We'll update everybody on that end as well.
Responded as well. She's saying that you know, she's sick and tired of people bringing up the trauma that she had to go through.
Yeah.
Again, you know, now it's a two-sided thing. Some he said,
Yeah.
but we have a whole ass witness that came out and said that Tory wasn't the one that did it, which kind of is like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into, right?
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, we're looking for the truth. Like, I think that's one of the things that a lot of Hollywood justice, as well as like the politics of, you know, court cases and litigation in general, it is that the court and the judge are really trying to do their best to find the truth in a sense, right? And the truth is what is supposed, like people say, the truth will set you free. The truth is the inevitable be all, end all, be all. And what litigation and court cases have come to, it's like whatever can be proved, even if that's not exactly what happened. So then we run into mistakes by the court all the time. We have wrongful convictions that happen all the time. People spend their whole lives in jail, and then only up until now there's like DNA evidence that happens to release them from it. So one of the things that we almost happen to forget about in modern day society is like we're looking for the truth at the end of the day, and the truth is the one thing that should determine and dictate exactly how life happens to go.
That's right.
So yeah, tough. It's not an easy feat by any means, but that's something that we as human beings need to understand and almost bring back to court cases in general.
Let's get that going. Let's you know what? Let's look into it at least one last time. Be like, hey,
so we'll see
what happened here. What's going on?
We shall see.
But we shall see. Homeboy Joe Biden, President Joe Biden.
Yes.
Got
unfortunate.
The cancer.
Prostate cancer, man.
Really,
really, really bad.
Yeah.
It is not good by any means.
Nope.
Yeah, no, you never want to see that.
Nah.
Like as much as people don't like Joe Biden, and there was the whole other side of the country that didn't like Joe Biden.
Yeah.
You don't want to wish cancer on anybody. And anybody that is out there tweeting like the death of Joe Biden or like wishing that this is what is saving America and all that kind of stuff.
You're sick in the head.
Then you're exactly. Like you definitely need to check yourself. We shouldn't be wishing cancer on anybody.
Absolutely.
And then it's extremely sad from that perspective.
It's like, well, what? Like, listen, like, fine, you have your political views, but don't like wish death on a guy simply because
definitely
that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's extremely sad. You know, they got a lot of money. You know, Joe Biden's got a lot of money. Like I'm sure that the presidential health care or pension or health plan that ex-presidents have is also really good as well.
That's awesome.
So I'm hoping that they can, you know, mitigate that or at least maybe extend his life a little bit because it's tough, man. And honestly, it's a reminder to all of the males that happen to listen to our show as well as Carlos and I. You know, when it's your time, get yourself checked, man. Like, it's extremely important.
That AO shit is out the goddamn window.
Prostate cancer is no joke. You know, for the people that are, you know, almost homophobic when it comes to the testing process of it or whatever it may be, it's like, man, that shit's no joke. Your health is no joke. Like Carlos was saying, that shit's out the window. Get yourself checked when it's that time, because it's extremely important. Save your life, realistically.
Oh, I just found another posting, which is pretty sad. It's a posting. So, Cassie, relating to Diddy, Cassie, there's a pic. They basically showed pictures of what she took at the time of the house. She said that she put a knife on the door in the house for her room. And they asked
for security kind of thing.
Yeah, and she says she placed it there because near the end of their relationship, Diddy would make unannounced visits. She described it as an effort to kill two birds with one stone, something that could lock the door and also be used as a weapon.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and they also released the photos of these, the prostitutes, the male prostitutes.
Yes.
Hey
man, they did their thing.
Hey, to each their own.
Each their own, man.
You know, they got paid to do what they got to do.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for Cassie that she had to go through all that.
Yes.
It's unfortunate. You know what? I hope that this case can bring the closure that she definitely needs and she can move on with her life. She seems to be happy, you know, raising 3 kids with her new man.
I think like traumatic stuff like that will never leave you, man. Like,
oh no.
You know what I mean? There's always like therapy and like things that you can do to sort of help mitigate it or to subside it in a certain sense, but I think traumatic experiences like that will change you for the rest of your life. So like, you know, proud of her for moving on and finding someone that loves her and having kids with them. And, you know, it sucks that she has to relive all this, but, You know, you never really get your life back fully after stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I think. So,
Oh boy.
yeah. Extremely sad.
That's really unfortunate. Oh shit. One of the photos of the sex worker shows an exotic dancer nicknamed the Punisher,
Wow.
who was a key witness on Tuesday. He testified that over the years he participated in between 8 and 12 freak offs, during which Diddy would watch and direct the action.
Crazy. Like a movie.
Oh my God, it happened. Ah, boy. In 2016, Cassie starred in the romantic comedy The Perfect Match. She testified that she walked the premiere with a fat lip. One photo shows her wearing sunglasses while trying on the dress she would wear to the event.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, man. No
yeah,
joke.
we'll keep you updated. This was a freak off of a freak off of a freak off. It's the week. It was the week back to the freak
Yeah.
for the freak back.
Crazy.
All right, but we'll keep you posted as the story goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. You have anything else?
Yeah, I got two things.
Go ahead.
The first off is this supposedly this dome, protection dome we're trying to create around North America.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, so supposedly Trump came out and said that Canada's on board and we're going to start spending a lot of money to try to create how Israel has like that defense dome thing that they have that shoots down missiles and stuff.
Okay.
So they now want to create that around Canada and the United States.
Okay.
And supposedly they're for it. So just want to give everyone a heads up. If we start doing that, a lot of our tax money is going to start going towards there.
So shit's going to get a lot more expensive.
We're going to be spending a lot of money on this whole defense mechanism thing to quote unquote shoot down Russian and Chinese missiles.
Here's the deal.
So, oh God.
My thing is, if you have to build that thing, it's only going to invite possible threats.
Yeah.
So why? Yeah. I don't know. Like, listen, I don't follow politics too much, but my thing is, why do that if there's no immediate threats? Like, there have been no attacks. There's not, I don't know. It's a bad idea. It's a very bad idea. And, yeah, you're only inviting challenges from countries to test out these said things.
Like, I definitely do believe in spending like government money or economy's money on military spending in a certain sense to be able to defend yourself at a certain sense. But I think this is extremely overboard. Israel has it because they're probably, and I don't mean to say this publicly and I don't have a bias towards it, but they're probably one of the most hated countries in the whole world. So that's why partly they have a defense system around their country. They could shoot down missiles because they know they're hated. You know what I mean? So Canada and the United States, they've always kind of lived on this island on our side of the world where it's like no one's really going to mess with us because we're America.
Right.
And then Canadians are supposed to just be nice.
Right.
But now that there's this whole like tariff issue that's going on, our relationship's broken. We're spending a little bit more money towards like military, and Canada, I'm sure, is taking on the vision to be like, we need to defend ourselves against America in a certain sense, if ever need be.
But don't join them to do
so.
Whatever.
In that case, I just know that a lot of our taxpayer money is going to start going towards building this quote unquote dome to save us from Russian and Chinese missiles. So I just want to let everyone know that is a new thing that's supposed to be coming out at least for the next 4 years if Trump is in place and if Carney happens to allow it.
I'm still waiting on the wall.
So we'll see what happens there. And then the last part of the aspect of this is we were gone for a week because I happened to be in Halifax. Wanted to give everyone an update on Halifax in general for those who haven't been there. I 110% highly recommend that you go visit Halifax.
Ryan was on ecstasy the entire trip. Do not listen on this, man.
Halifax is one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to.
Good.
It was that good. It is absolutely stunning.
Damn.
That place. It is one of the slept on cities in Canada, and I know how expensive it is to travel in Canada. That's what really, deters people from having to go around.
Right.
Why would I go spend $500 or $600 on a plane ticket to Halifax when I can go put in an extra like $200 or $300 and go sit on a beach in Mexico for a week, all included?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or Cuba or whatever it happens to be. I can go sit. But if you like seafood, if you enjoy a city, if you enjoy the sea, if you enjoy, nature in its like sort of rocky aspect and ocean aspect, Halifax is definitely one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
Damn.
The food was absolutely lovely.
Oh,
The seafood honestly felt like they caught it that morning and put it on your plate. Like for every dish that I had, from the little diner that I went to the high-end restaurant, like it was all good.
Damn.
The people there, those are true polite Canadianness people.
I would imagine.
In Toronto, we definitely have like a little bit of a rudeness from a big city.
Sure.
The concrete jungle.
Sure.
We get a bad look in a certain sense, but those are like the true Canadians. I was trying to go find cigarettes. So I go ask my hotel person, I'm like, hey, can you point me in the direction, like, where to go find cigarettes? Like, I'm not from here. This lady walked me out to the convenience store, and it was like a 10-minute walk, and she walked me to the convenience store just to make sure that I got there okay. Yeah.
The courtesy.
Wasn't even like, oh, go this way, this way. It was like, no.
Walked you right to that
she walked me right to the convenience store. It was like, it's right here. I'm like, oh, my God.
That's nice.
Like, it's an unbelievable aspect of how nice people happen to be, how polite they are. They go the extra mile to make sure that you have a smile on your face in a certain sense. Man. So Halifax, highly recommend. The food's absolutely wonderful. I'm definitely be going back.
Awesome.
When I can. But yes.
Wow. Okay.
So make it out to Halifax, everybody.
All right.
Beautiful city.
Halifax. So add that to your travel list. Strip clubs out there?
I don't know.
They had
we looked it up, but they had 2 nightclubs, like nightclubs.
Right.
We have like 2 every corner.
Sure.
But they had 2 nightclubs, and one of my colleagues ended up like talking to some other dudes that were there, and then they happened to go and they were trying to call her back to the club. I was like, you probably shouldn't go, but supposedly those guys had a good time at the club. So I don't know. So supposedly the nightlife there, I didn't get to see too much of it, but there is like a little strip of all these bars and restaurants and stuff like that you can go to. I did end up sitting in a bar on the last day waiting for my plane. Very, very nice people. It was lively during the day. Can't say much more than that. People were nice.
Okay.
Drinks were good. It's where Alexander Keith's is originally from.
Oh, shit.
So I got to see the Alexander Keith's original brewery, which is really nice.
Okay.
Obviously, the things like lobster rolls, scallops, mussels, clams.
Yeah.
Everything you can think of. So if you're a big seafood person, perfect.
All right.
Honestly.
Well, damn. Halifax. Add that to the list.
Yeah.
And on that note, this is Carlos from The Trial.
And this is Ryan back in the booth in Toronto, Ontario.
And as always, folks, thank you for tuning in to The Blank with Carlos and Ryan. Tune in next week where who knows if I'll even be allowed into the courthouse. But just saying, don't have some fine shits walking across that court booth. On that note, don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, wherever podcasts are available. Like and subscribe. And as always, folks, fill it in. Fill it in. Good night and God bless.
Peace, everybody.